You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, happy Victory Tuesday to you folks. Hope your Victory Monday was fantastic, because it sure was for us. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wool Dogson, with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
What's up, guys? I'm back in the car studio. I'm here to have a good time.
Yes, you've been exorcised from the castle and sent to your car.
Yes.
And you're just going to have to deal with it. But let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
6 seed, boys.
Six seed. Man.
Wow.
Who saw that coming?
Wow.
Not I.
No,
The
we were
stars
talking
are
about,
aligning.
Yeah, we were talking about just wanting to get to the 7 seed. And all of a sudden we're sitting in the 6 seed. Like, holy smokes.
We'll get into it, but that thing we said we weren't going to talk about on the last episode, we're like, we can rest guys. That is a real possibility if everything lines up this week.
That's going to be wild to even consider, but let's get into it here, folks. Obviously, lots to talk about after this killer win, this win that shot the Chargers up into the 6th seed, as we just mentioned. We've got, as always, a fan focus and a brisket not so abroad, I guess.
Home edition.
Home edition. Brisket A'broads at home, and a very lengthy Ask Boltfam. So let's waste no time. Let's not dilly or dally. This game, folks, again, those that saw it knew what kind of a game it was, but Chargers come in, score 7 in the first quarter. Titans score 7 in the second. It's a scoreless third. Titans score 7. I know, right? Chargers score 7. Titans score 7, and then a game-winning field goal kick from Kickman
Dicker
2.0, Cameron Dicker. Yeah.
Dicker, the 3-legged kicker is what I saw on the YouTube comments.
Seeing lots of that. Yes. This was also kind of a weird game in retrospect. This was a game where both of the Chargers touchdowns came from running, from rushes. Yep. This was a Justin Herbert touchdownless game, which is kind of surprising. Was not expecting to see that when we were talking about Titans having one of the worst passing defenses in the league. And Justin Herbert couldn't throw a freaking touchdown.
Well, you talk about one of the big things going into the game was like inefficiency in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you become a lot more efficient in the red zone as you run the football. So they were able to find ways to make it happen. I mean, Eck was running hard, and his touchdown run, he was just running people over on the run that put that up.
Yeah.
So and if you get it down there close, you got to be able to have the muscle to put it in. And the last 2 weeks, we've been able, like last week we had a rushing touchdown there at the 1 yard line that it just feels like is like a no way we're going to get this. They're going to stuff us. Like, I don't know why that's the feeling right now, but the last 2 weeks they've been able to, those on the 1 yard line, 4th down conversions were huge. Pretty sure we were perfect on 4th down this last week.
I think we had 2 4th down attempts and both went our way, which was just good to see, because that's the MO of this team, whether you like it or not. So when they go for it on 4th down, obviously we want to see him get it. In this last game, we certainly saw that. So
I'm just excited for Josh Kelly, like see him, the way he ran when he had the opportunity. Obviously it was because of Eckler having to go out. But he got some opportunity. He runs hard, man. He puts his head down and does not stop. So, I think getting him some more opportunities is going to be good and helpful for this running game, especially if we're getting, having to play in some cold games. You want to beat some people up on the ground.
Yeah, getting Josh Kelly back is huge. We saw some flashes at the beginning of the season, then he had to go down for that injury. And now that he's back in, we're not fretting, we're not seeing Sony Michel out there and going like, oh God, is he just gonna like get 2 yards and that's it? Like, we're seeing Kelly.
Man, how crazy. It's crazy to look back to Sony Michel was our number 2 back there for a little while.
For a while there, yeah.
It's crazy.
So getting Kelly back is huge because he's just had such a lift. I don't know what happened this offseason, what he changed, what he did different, but he's come back a completely different running back and playing extremely well. 2 touchdowns this season, including the one from yesterday's game. And Eckler having to step away. We talked about it on the instant reaction hurt his arm in some way, shape, or form, but he came back in and still was able to squeeze in a touchdown. So, seeing Herbert play, even though he didn't get any touchdowns, he still got 313 yards. And seeing Keenan Allen and Mike Williams again, just making some amazing catches out there
when they needed it, when
they absolutely needed it. Again, like I'm all about the Mike Williams catch at the end of the game that set up the field goal. That's obviously a very pivotal catch. But that one throw that Herbert had across the field to Keenan Allen, you're watching it like there's just no way. Like if he throws it just a hair shorter, he's going to hit the Tennessee guy in the back. And if he throws it just a hair too hard, it's, Keenan's going to have to reach for it, and there's not as likely for him to catch it. So he could not have thrown that ball any more perfectly. It's just crazy that he was able to do the things that he did. And even The Athletic noticed that. They tweeted out Justin Herbert set an NFL record on the Chargers game-winning drive Sunday, needing 294 passing yards versus the Titans to top 4,000 yards. He did that on the last drive, making him the first player in history, yes, another record for Justin Herbert, to throw for at least 4,000 in each of his first 3 seasons.
Crazy, dude. Guy's a freak. I saw Daniel Jeremiah. Daniel Jeremiah was on a show today, and he was saying he called him an alien. He was like, yeah, he's an alien. He's not a real human being the way that he makes some of these throws.
It's insane. It's just wild, the throws that he's able to make. And then looking more at Twitter, Nick Wright tweeted out, reminder, the Chargers, despite being ravaged by injuries, are 8-3 against everyone in the NFL aside from the Chiefs and 49ers, who they lost to 3 times by a total of 10 points. They have Jeff Saturday, the Rams, and the Broncos left. Wow, they didn't even call them the Colts. They said Jeff Saturday. They're incredibly dangerous right now. So, as we're recording this, we see the Rams are just kind of eating it pretty hard right now on Monday night. So that bodes well for our future game. Yeah. And Broncos.
The Broncos are, the schedule is set up to be, it should be 3 wins in a row running into the playoffs. But we know that that's not the case. Like, you have to show up and play every Sunday no matter what.
Right. The Chargers have to win. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, last year we had it with the Texans. We lost to them in a COVID game, and we ended up missing the playoffs by 1 game. So it's like, I don't care what the schedule looks like. You have to show up and play good football to beat NFL teams.
Right.
So I'm like worried about the narrative of, they're all winnable, and like none of them have a winning record. Like, I don't care. I really don't care what their record is. Like, every game is so big.
Yeah. Any one of these games could be trap games. So we always have to go into this going like, all right, it's going to be tough. Chargers know that. They know that no game is going to be a gimme. But this was interesting that this was shown that LA Chargers could clinch a playoff berth with next week. Next week, they could clinch a playoff berth just next week, minus all these other games that we need to play. If the Chargers win, Raiders lose or tie, Jets lose, and New England loses. So Raiders lose, Jets lose, New England loses, and Chargers win, we're in the playoffs.
It's so
just
crazy.
Happened last week.
Exactly. And I remember, like, I would say maybe 15 years ago, there was one year we got in the playoffs and we needed like 18 different things to happen in order for us to get in. I can't remember what year that was, Kyle, but it happened.
I don't remember, but
it just feels like that is the easiest road to like a clinch I've heard for us in a while. So the fact that I saw that today, I was like, holy shit, this is real.
This is one of the really shorter scenarios that I feel like we've had in a while.
Yeah. And it's just those teams lose that are very capable of losing next week.
Yeah.
Right. And us winning.
Even just the fact that we are in a position to be able to clinch a playoff spot with 3 weeks left, it's like, okay, well, let's just do it in 3 weeks. And like, if we can do it this week, we've damn sure better be able to do it in the next 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
so
it'll be crazy too, because we have Monday night game. So all of this will be decided.
We'll know going into it.
Night. Yeah. We're not going to be playing at the same time as somebody. It'll be like, all right, guys, if everything goes the way we want it to, it'll just be there for the taking.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if the Chargers can win this upcoming game, and even if the games don't go our way, there's going to be some other, equation that are going to be like, okay, well, if the Chargers can win and this team loses or this team loses, whatever, there's going to be another thing that would clinch a playoff berth, I'm sure, in the following week. So, but it is something to keep an eye on. So We want Chargers win, Raiders lose, Jets lose, New England lose. Then it's there. So something to keep an eye on there, folks. And then looking at the injury report, Daniel Popper tweeted out, Joe Gaziano suffered a groin injury yesterday and will be out weeks, not days, per Brandon Staley. And defensive back Kaman Hall suffered a hamstring injury and is week to week, Staley said. So we couldn't get out of this game without suffering some kind of an injury.
Yep.
And we took 2 of those. That definitely won't be available for weeks. So for the defensive line, I mean, this is going to be Braden Fehoko all next game, I'm assuming.
He's going to play a lot. Yeah.
Which is fine. He's playing great. Like I've had 0 complaints about Braden Fahoko's game.
And I think Brian Baldinger did a breakdown on why we're so good with Fehoko in there.
Yeah.
So that's some praise.
And hopefully we can get Derwin James back. Hopefully we can get Bosa back and all this other stuff.
Based on the presser, it doesn't sound like they're like excited about the idea of Bosa being able to come back. It still seems like we don't know. We'll let you know when we know. Which sucks.
It does suck. Yeah, that's what Coach Staley said regarding Joey Bosa. He said, there's no update on Joey Bosa. We'll let you guys know as soon as we feel like he's going to be at practice. We'll make that announcement so that you guys are prepared. I don't know what that means.
The part of
Prepare
it
your
feels
hearts,
like,
your buttholes. I don't know.
Tippy toe, yeah.
The part of me that feels like Slater might come back before Joey. I don't know why.
No.
But I just get that thing. Why? Coach said they were neck and neck. Like they're going to come back at the same time. I just feel like Rashawn probably is going to get in there game before Bosa.
I feel like we got that Adam Schefter update like 3 weeks ago that he's ready. Like what the hell was that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Got everyone excited. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're all excited. We see Joey out there on the sideline. I don't know if you guys saw on Braden Fehoko. I think he was being interviewed by Chris Hayrie after the game, and Joey Bosa came in and he was like, "Pay the man." Yeah. Like he was there in the locker room. So
that was cool.
It was cool. So we can't wait to get him back. And everybody just keep an eye on your Twitter, and I'm sure something will happen here soon. And then regarding Derwin James' recovery process, Staley said he's progressing. We are hoping to see him back in practice at some point this week. With the extra day, we're going to make sure that we take full advantage of it, but I still consider him day to day. He's feeling better for sure. If you were able to see him work out pregame, he is trending in the right direction.
Good. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Especially with another DB, Kaman Hall going down. It's like we need to get some guys back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you who we need to get back. That's a terrible segue. God, come on.
Who we got back?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good segue here, and I can't think of it.
Something for your back?
Yeah, when you're laying on your back, you can go on over to patreon.com/chargerchat. Check out the awesome Patreon that we've got set up over there. We're some exclusive funny videos, and we've got a lot coming down the pike. We need to shout out our newest Patreon member this week. It's a familiar name. We all know him. It's Carl Bollingtoft. Thank you, sir,
Carl,
for coming on the Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. And if you don't want to go over to patreon.com/chargerchat, that's all right. You can go on over to chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we've got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the member section and ask questions in Ask Boltfam. So go check out chargerchat.com. All right, gang. Well, as mentioned, there is a Brisket Abroad segment. This was a home game, but the Briskets Abroads had a thing to show us. So we are gonna watch it. It's time for a Brisket Abroad.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's no place they wouldn't try to hang out with Justin and his squad. Get ready to hear their positive thoughts. It's time for Brisket Abroad. Cookie!
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
And hello, Bolt fam and everyone.
Bet you're surprised to see us.
Yeah.
Kevin, you picked a good game to have us do a special home edition of Brisket A'broads.
My parents came with us to this game, so it worked out that they acted as our camera crew. So thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yes.
I know you didn't really sign up for that, but you're real troopers and appreciate everything that you do for us. What?
Thank you to my parents. Check.
Check. I thanked my parents. Okay. I have 4 pages of notes from this game in Thunder Alley. So
a lot happened.
Should we say anything about the fact that we won?
We won.
So starting out the day, it was a beautiful morning. Looked like the kind of morning that the Chargers would win. You know, the kind of morning that's beautiful and where there's some weirdo who's watering the lawn with a headlamp on. That rhymed.
Watering the lawn with the headlamp on. Watering the lawn with the headlamp on. We went downstairs to eat a hearty breakfast, and we wore our matching pajamas, which we like to call our lounge outfits.
After we had our delicious hearty breakfast, we took an Uber to the stadium with my parents, and we actually got there pretty early, which is very rare for us. We had a dance sesh with my parents.
It was actually their idea. Ugh.
My dad was like, can we do a dance sesh first? And I was like, you got it, Dad.
Normally when we go to away games, we talk about the stadium, so we'll do the same thing for this. Heather, what did you think of SoFi Stadium?
It's the best stadium probably in the world.
The best.
Holy crap.
Oh my gosh, that's seriously what our stadium looks like?
And we took the tour, so I guess we can give you viewers out there who don't know some fun facts about SoFi. During construction, it rained a whole bunch, and the front, it filled with water. It would have cost them more money to pump all that water out, so they just decided there would be a lake in front of the stadium. So that wasn't even an intentional choice. That was just...
That's how we got Rivers Lake?
So cool. Tell them about the birds, Mary.
Oh, I'll tell you about the birds. There's birds that live outside, and this stadium is only partially indoors. The sides are open, and so you'd think there'd be a problem with birds, but not when you got other bigger birds. They got some trained hawks, and they release them at certain points during the day, and they scare away all the birds, and they have special perches out on Rivers Lake.
So, pretty cool. Next is Thunder Alley.
Think we really about to patch y'all up. Hey, y'all don't even care. Sing it wrong.
Water's great. Okay, I'll push you out.
Fried zucchini and egg rolls, and they fried the zucchini there. They were making it fresh.
Yeah, it tasted fresh. It was so good.
It was so good. And people kept giving us presents.
So many presents.
Stickers.
Yeah.
These
cookies.
things.
Whatever these are. What is it?
Oh, it's chocolate. It tastes good.
Yum. Thanks, Santa Monica.
What's your name?
Do you think she was from Santa Monica? Oh, she also gave us these earrings.
How?
Like, what the heck? If you try and tell me another fan base is better than the Boltfam, I'm going to call you an effing liar.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you right in the face. Yeah. No one's as nice as us. There wasn't just food in Thunder Alley, there was also games. We played Jenga.
Oh, that was a risky one. Brisket for the brisket, baby! Let's go! Woo!
of course, we had to go visit our friends at Rivers Lake Yacht Club. I really wanted my dad to do the kettlebell squats. And then after he saw this, he was like, nah.
Like, nah.
Pass.
I already did that.
Yeah.
The only one who was brave enough to do it was Emily. Because she's mom. You know, she can do anything.
Be careful, Emily! Wow!
She's tough.
Yeah.
She's mom tough. That's next level tough.
Also your mom.
Oh yeah, my mom also kind of did it.
Yeah, check this out.
Wow.
Good job, Robin.
Speaking of moms.
We're just hanging out with Austin Eckler's mom!
Yeah. And
It's beautiful,
And then we thought Melanie is kind of a professional dancer, so maybe we just like dance with Melanie.
Why not?
And so we did. It was so fun.
Yeah, just do it.
Like, are we
becoming best friends?
Are we like best friends with the players too? Are we like part of the family? Mike. We practiced the Mike chant with Eddie and his beautiful wife.
Pretty good.
So we were ready.
Yep.
We were ready for Mike to catch the ball.
So after a great time at Thunder Alley, then we headed inside the stadium.
Just from every angle, SoFi Stadium is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that angle. Glorious. Just glorious.
Now beautiful.
As some of you may know, we're in the 100 section, and that requires going down a lot of escalators.
We're not exaggerating. There's so many escalators we have to go down. It's so hard.
We were so tired after that.
It was exhausting.
You guys don't get how hard it is.
We were down inside the earth.
And this is what SoFi Stadium looks like from the inside. Wow.
It's beautiful on the inside where it counts, but also beautiful on the outside where it counts, so.
We got some food, because, you know, we always review the stadium food.
If you guys sneak down to the 100 section, there's actually pretty good food.
Yeah. Good milkshakes.
It's so good.
Good pretzel.
Chewy? Fresh?
My dad really liked the pretzel.
Yeah, big fan.
And we always like to get this, is it Calbee?
Yeah, Calbee.
Calbee fries.
Calbee fries?
It's so good. The fries are seasoned.
Yeah.
We also got to meet Morgan Fox's fiance. And then when she was down on the field, she waved at us. Cool.
Hi. The team played a game of Simon Says, and they were surprisingly really bad at it.
All my friends in the trenches know what been getting in. Something new. 20 like I'm Tupac. Hey, me and my Gucci 2 cents.
There's a lot of Christmas-related stuff going on, which was fun.
This holiday season. All right, let's see what you can come up with. There's like some licorice. Merry Christmas to you too.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And some Hanukkah stuff, a football menorah.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Go Charger! Are we ready for Hanukkah? Happy Hanukkah!
I love that. Something that's really different at SoFi from other stadiums, they do a lot more stuff with the fans. Like, they have this video.
And then on third down, they have video of the fans like pumping everyone up.
They're really wanting to bring the fans in, like, you're a part of this, you're important. I think that's beautiful. Another beautiful thing about SoFi.
And then it was time for football. And our boys in that beautiful royal blue took the field.
They charged on that field. And then it was kind of funny and adorable. The MC, Danny, was like, Josh Palmer. And then, like, Josh Palmer wasn't running out. And we're like, what the heck? And then he was like, Austin Eckler. And Austin Eckler ran out. And then he was like, Mike Williams. But then Mike didn't run. And you saw they wanted to run out together. So, like, Mike, Keenan, and Josh, like, waited and then ran out together.
So cute. What a great team.
They're like, screw the announcer. We know he's going to announce us all separately. We want to come out together. That was so cool. Way to go, boys.
Whenever the game is about to start, they fire the cannon. But visiting fans do not know this. It's always fun.
We wore our special hats. So we had our offense, defense.
And bolt up.
Bolt up.
You gotta be on it, you know, switching. So you don't have defense on when offense is on the field. It'll throw off the whole game.
Yeah. The Chargers will be like, wait, who are you rooting for? There's a really great brother in the crowd. I wish one of my brothers would do that.
I know, what a good wingman.
Speaking of Justin Herbert, they did some trivia about Justin Herbert, and I freaking nailed it.
What was it? $25. Question number 2. What is his favorite ice cream flavor? Mint chip. Judges will keep it mint chocolate chip.
Oh my God. Yeah, she got every single question right.
I was just going to show you 2.
Yeah, no reason, but she'll only show you 2.
There were only 2.
Yeah.
Something new this time, they did a mistletoe kiss cam.
Yeah.
Kiss cams are always funny.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock was at the game.
Oh. Sandra Bullock? She's such an icon.
America's sweetheart.
She can do anything.
And something that we most definitely did at the game. And it worked. There was one shot I took of, like, the infinity ring when Austin Eckler made the touchdown, and it just looks so cool saying touchdown, so I'm going to show that.
The man, the myth, the legend was there.
I think his name is Adrian.
Adrian!
When there's only 2 minutes left in the game, they play this hype video, and it never fails to get us hyped. You can tell the crowd is also getting hyped. There was some "Let's Go Chargers" chanting happening. And then we won.
So simple. We won.
As we walked out of the stadium, shocker, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful evening. Oh, what a beautiful day.
And then there were a million hot dog vendors waiting outside for all the hungry people leaving.
I got hot wieners.
That's something that's a SoFi original.
Yeah, I don't see that at other stadiums.
A limited edition, SoFi only. Traffic is pretty atrocious getting out of SoFi.
It's awful.
Like if you walk towards the Target in that direction,
Don't go there.
don't go there.
No.
Because
It took us like 2 hours to get an Uber when we went that way
Yeah.
at one time.
yeah. So it's better if you walk the other direction into the neighborhood. You gotta walk like a mile really, and then that's a good spot to get an Uber.
Plus, when you're walking, you can look at weird Christmas lights.
Delivering joy, just like you guys deliver joy. What is that on top of the bear?
I think it's supposed to be a snowman, but why does it have legs and a butt?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. And then we ended the night the only way you can end such a night.
You got brisket.
We got brisket.
Cheers. What's it taste like? Victory!
Victory calls for a victory brisket.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Except for we also want to show you this fountain.
Look at it!
That is so weird. It's like,
It sounds stupid. Listen to it.
What?
What a weird world we live in.
I know it wasn't the most perfect W. There were things that we wish could be better, but my dad really summarized it best when he said,
Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you chew.
Nothing like a good fart joke.
okay, you guys, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you at SoFi or anywhere else. Our next segment will be in Denver.
Yeah, I like that one better.
Brisket
Broads.
Well, ladies, I'm so thankful that you came and did a home edition. Yes,
It's a little Christmas present that we didn't know that we were going to get.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was
It was
coming.
a home game.
Ah,
And they have our faces on them. How
they do.
rad.
Yes,
So
that
nice
is
of you
awesome.
guys.
I love it. It's always nice to see what's going on at SoFi Stadium, especially at Thunder Rally. I as she was telling the story, I was like, is that true about the fountain? That like it was less expensive to create Rivers Lake than it was to actually pump the water out?
That's
Are you
crazy.
questioning the Broads?
I'm not questioning. I was just like, well, because it sounds so silly. It's like, that can't be true. Can it?
And then the Hawks thing.
I did know about the Hawks. I remember
is-
hearing about that.
Crazy.
That's,
Like,
Yeah.
that's dope. That's
everything
really cool.
through. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, wow. So, hey, when you watch the Charger Chat or listen, you learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
You learn something. So, ladies, thank you again so much for an
thanks, guys.
awesome segment. That's all. Never fails to tickle us and make us laugh. So,
You're awesome.
yes, you are awesome. So, time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see what fan we are bringing into focus this week.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super lucky to have Clayton from Temecula. What is going on, Clayton?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Excited to meet you. Excited to have you on and learn a little bit more about your fandom. So let's kick it off the way we usually do, man. How did you become a Charger fan?
So I'm kind of like a Bolt by blood. I was just born into it. The earliest thing I remember is going to either San Diego State games or Charger games.
Nice.
The interesting part is actually how my dad, who created my fandom, became a fan because he was born in England. He was there until he was like 8, moved to Spokane, Washington, and grew up a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Okay.
Well, they moved to San Francisco, met some of the players. My mom's family is either Raider or San Francisco fans, but he became a Niners fan. Well, him and my mom get married, they moved down here, right? And he's like, well, I'll get tickets to the Chargers because I can see my teams play every now and again.
Yeah.
Well, then he just became like a diehard Chargers fan. So I grew up a Charger fan. And so when I go see my relatives, it's either Raiders or Niners, and they're all just giving me shit. I'm just like, whatever. I was like, I'm crazy about the Chargers. I was like, Philip Rivers is better than all your quarterbacks.
Absolutely. Yeah. House divided. It's amazing. We talked to a lot of people, and there's a lot of house divideds where there's like the weird one is like in the same house you have like a Raider and a Charger fan. Like I can't imagine that, but like the family having all the different fan bases is kind of crazy.
They kind of leave most of my cousins, everything kind of leave me alone, because they all live farther away. My mom's just like I'll root for the Chargers because you are kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see, my sisters, they all root for him except for my sister Taylor, who's a Niners fan, but she doesn't watch football anymore. The funniest one is my cousin Daxton, whose mom is a diehard Niners fan. His father's a diehard Saints fan. And unfortunately for us, he is a Patriots fan.
What?
Because not even for Tom Brady, for Julian Edelman.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm like, dude, become a Charger fan. Herbert's the best.
It's so much easier. Dude, yeah.
Dude's like 10 and almost like he's like 5 something, like almost 6 foot. I'm like, dude, you could be like 6'6", 240, be a quarterback. You got a rocket arm. He's like, I want to be a wide receiver. I'm like, be a quarterback.
No, dude, the money's in quarterback. Go be a quarterback. That's awesome. So, tell us a little bit about, your fandom in terms of like, have you been to a lot of games at the different stadiums? Have you went to the Q a lot, obviously, but like, what about being up in LA and kind of experiencing that?
So LA's different, for sure. I grew up tailgating at the Q. Just like, for me, like that's what, like when I think of like original like memories, it's all there. I didn't mind StubHub, weirdly enough. I kind of liked the layout of it just because it was easy to get to. They had way better food.
Yeah, StubHub did have pretty good food.
It had great food.
Yeah.
And like the parking situation wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
And then, I've been to a few games now at not Qualcomm. SoFi.
Yeah.
So we actually got to pick our seats because we have a seat license.
Oh, nice.
So before that, when all that stuff was first being built, we kind of got to go in. My dad took me. He's like, well, what do you think we should do? I'm like, I'm kind of want the middle seats, but I know you're not going to get those. So let's just go over here. It's kind of cool where my seats are now, actually, because they switched. I can't see Jen Mills. Like, I'm always waiting for like an opportunity.
Oh, really?
Hey, what's up? Yeah. I'm like, hey, what's up? If I get to go to a game, which is only if my dad can't make it. But my little sister, I took her one time. She was like, "Who's Jen Mills?" I'm like, "It's the fan of the year."
Dude, she's the queen of Chargers. That's what it is. That's awesome. But what about like the tailgating, like Thunder Alley? Because Thunder Alley's been there. The tailgating.
I just went for the first time.
Really? What'd you think?
Yeah, it was fun. It was so hectic that like I kind of didn't know what to do. I was like, should we go here? We just kind of kept walking around, had a few drinks. I want to go again, but it's like depending on the time. If it's early in the morning, I'm just like, let's just leave, get there right before the game starts because it's like an hour, 40-minute drive. So night games are like where I get to go and tailgate because then I can kind of leave at decent time, spend the day in LA if I want to.
Yeah. That's
other than that, it's hard to go and tailgate.
Yeah, dude, the Thunder Alley, because we went the first year, last year, it's kind of just been this growing craziness, and then it's like so many fans, man. It is the wildest tailgate I've ever been to.
Oh yeah, I had no idea where it was. I was like, I feel like I'm going to find it. I just kind of started walking, and then I was like, oh, I hear noise that way. I'm just going to follow that.
You hear the music and the people having a good time. You go that way.
God, yeah. I actually ran into a couple of people I knew there that I haven't seen like forever. So that was kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And they don't even live in the area anymore, which is the funny part.
Just the beacon. Everyone's coming to the promised land.
Yeah.
That's
some of them aren't even Charger fans, which was the really funny part.
That's
Seahawks fans. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool. And then tell us your best Charger memory. What would you say is your biggest Charger memory?
So I have a lot. I've met some players, but I think one of the coolest ones was it was right when Mike McCoy and Tom Telesco came on. I didn't know who they were at the time, and thinking back on it now, wish I met some other coaches. And
sure,
but McCoy. My dad, I think I either got to skip school or leave early or something, but I got to go tour their facility. It was right as he got hired. There's a bunch of us and some other season ticket holders. And so we got to tour the like equipment room. We got to put on the jerseys. They're explaining who likes what done. They're like, oh, Philip Rivers likes his jerseys loose. Like it makes it easier for him to get sacked, but he throwing arms. They're like, well, Keenan Allen, he likes his stuff as tight as possible. We layer that stuff with tape.
Yeah.
So it's harder to grab onto. And then, I got to meet Tom Telesco. And then we're talking to Mike McCoy, and he leads us all in the film room. I go front row, right? Because it's a cool experience. I find a seat. I was like, this feels right. And I sit down. He looks at me, he's like, so why'd you pick that seat? I was like, it felt right. I was like middle of the screen. I can see everything. He's like, that's Philip Rivers' favorite seat. You're sitting right.
No way.
Yeah. And, for me, like the kid, I was like, maybe like 14 at the time or younger. It was the biggest thing. I was like, oh, Philip Rivers sits here. And then, we got to see all the rooms that the players watch film in and the practice, field and all that. I got to run on it.
That's awesome.
It was a really cool memory. Yeah.
That's cool. And you got to get off school to go do that too. That's like a double bonus.
Oh yeah. I was like, see y'all suckers.
Absolutely. So, all right, man. So, we'll get you out of here on this, what are your hopes, for the finishing out this season? What do you want to see us get better at? What do you want to see happen?
Better at? I want to see the players play harder, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there are so many guys having career years, but it's just not linking up because I feel like some of the players could be playing. I'm not sure if harder is the right word.
Yeah.
But could all just be linking up together. I'm not sure about the coaching situation. I can't even begin to tell you if they should. I don't think they'll be fired, but who knows if we miss the playoffs. So I'm not going to even comment on that. I just want to see this team come alive.
Yeah.
Link up together and just really show them that like this is not just a year. You know what? Here's what I want. I want to shut Acho up. That's just I want him shut down.
Shut him down.
Yeah, I want him to have to apologize. What is he I think I saw someone with Sean Merriman inviting him to watch in the booth.
Yeah.
I just want Merriman to just lights out hit him and do the dance over him after if we win,
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want.
That guy's a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm on board for that. That sounds good to me. So Clayton, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to come chat with us. And we got to learn a little bit more about you. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, brother.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Damn, Clayton, I would hate to be in a family that is so separated by so many different teams.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I guess it's good in a sense that like it's not you against the whole family. I guess everybody's kind of got their own little camp of teams that they rally for, but
divided we stand.
I guess together we fall.
Yeah. And also sitting in Phil Rivers, like not knowing, but just sitting.
That's so
I would have
crazy.
attempted to steal that chair for sure.
Yeah.
Like catch me, that's fine, but I would have tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, take like at least 20
Just,
photos
like,
of me in this chair.
He-Man, rip the foam out and just run out of the room.
Grab it and
Right.
sprint. Yeah.
Be like, hey, what's that over there? And you can pick the chair up and run out with it.
McCoy,
wow.
you suck. Look over there.
Damn. Well, those are some awesome stories there, Clayton. Thank you so much for coming on and chat with Kev. Really
Thanks, brother.
appreciate it. All right, gang, time to go into Ask Boltfam Victory Monday edition. Let's see what the regular folk are thinking and asking these days.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement. Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam. We started off with an old favorite, Carl Bollingtoft. Who asked the question. Last drive, he called for a stick, and on the very next play, we punted away. Next year, to save us from tears, please get us a new OCE. Hello, my name is the Wool Dog, and you're listening to Ask Boltfam Radio 10281 FM, provider of weekly heart attacks and all your Charger needs. And this was Wham with their latest jam requested by Bolts fans everywhere. What a horrible day for the offense. What a great day for the D. What a clutch final drive for Herbo. What a fantastic weekend overall for the Chargers. Are we going to get to the playoffs? Can we go further than that? To answer these questions, I have with me in the studio, Kev, Huggin Duggan, and his brother Kyle, the Coach Duggan. What do you say, gentlemen?
That was good. That
Very
was good.
festive. It felt, yeah,
I
that
love
was fun.
Wham, especially around Christmas. Giving it something special.
I honestly had no idea that that
Awesome.
was Wham. I just assumed that that was some generic Christmas song sung by
Yeah.
three random people, but apparently it was Wham. Who knew? So, all right. So playoffs.
Man, a difference 3 weeks makes because we were the lowest we'd been as a fan base 3 weeks ago. And
We were begging for one win of these last 2 weeks. We were like,
I just want one.
If we can just get one, we'll be
Yeah.
in such good shape. If we just get one of these wins,
Right.
Here we are pulling off two, talking about resting. We can clinch playoffs, get out of
No.
town. So I do have a take on the offense this last week.
Yes.
I feel like, okay, like criticize the OC. It's fine. I get it.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a couple of plays that just, if they would have gone, it would have, the game would have blown up. You know, like Keenan Allen dropping that ball over the middle on third down, that would have been a gain of 40,
Right.
turn the ball, like completely flip the field at the end of the first half, throwing a pick with 10 seconds on the clock, which would have been automatic points. That shifts the whole second half and what
Right.
the Titans do. I don't know. Like I was watching the game. I didn't feel like there was a ton of times where I was like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what was that play call?
Mhm.
I've definitely felt that the last 3 or 4 weeks. There's been times where I'm like, why is so-and-so even on the field? Like, what's going on right now? Why would we call that? I didn't feel myself having that as much. I feel like there were some dumb holding penalties that really put us in a bad rut. A couple of drop, like that drop ball by Keenan. I think that was a really, really big play.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have 2 picks. You can't have turnovers. They had none and we had 2. So yeah, they had 1. I'm sorry. We did get a pick, but
Right.
turnovers kill any type of flow and momentum. And I don't know. That game, I have a hard time putting it on the OC. That's okay if you do. It's just as if watching the game, I wasn't like, what the hell are we doing? Why would you call that play type of
Sure.
feeling?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple times. I think Josh Kelly also had a drop that I was like, man, if he could have grabbed that, he could have just been taken off. But yeah, are we going to the playoffs? It's certainly looking that way. I think we're all so superstitious that none of us want to be like, oh, it's a for sure thing. We're there. We want to be like,
we've been
it feels good. Let's just see. Let's just take it week by week.
Yeah.
We've
Get that
been
little
Charger fans for too long to be like, we got it in the bag.
Right.
Like, no, I'm very confident, but get back to me on the last week of the season, and I'll have a definitive answer for you.
Once we are in, then we'll
I'll let
definitively
you know.
tell you that we're in.
Then I'll be definitive.
And can we go further? We absolutely can.
Get in the tournament, man.
Especially
Get a
with
couple
guys coming
back.
back that are more healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we
And
get
we got Justin Herbert, dude. I just
we
keep
always
saying
have
it
Justin.
every freaking week. The guy has not a great game, but just leaves it behind him, comes back and has that throw to get down there to kick the field goal. Like, the dude is clutch. It just is what it is. And if you get him in any game, he can win it, man. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
He's a primetime guy. Every playoff game is a primetime game.
100%.
Yeah. Carl, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Big Red Bolts fan.
All right.
Who asked the question. What? Don't the refs totally know what an illegal forward pass is? Like, everyone is saying how amazeballs that interception was, but hello, he threw it to him and that was forwards for their team. So yeah, do the math. Okay. So anyways, my former BFF is totally crushing on Mr. Always a Groomsman and Never a Groom, Derek Carr, right now because he beat the Patriots and put us in the 6th seed. And I'm like, Karen, loosen up your scrunchie because your pony is way too tight. Mr. Vroom Vroom didn't do diddly. The Pats decided they didn't want to win. Duh. I'd rather focus on how my perfect 10 made another magic ball get to where my favorite dicker, the kicker, would blow my mind for the second time in 3 plays, and not on how I had to gag through a game of wanting I just kind of throw up in my mouth to win. God, I feel like such a slut now and should totally like take a plan B and at least 5 scalding hot showers to wash that stank off me. Thanks for drying out my skin, you skanky pirates. Family, trust, respect.
Oh shit. Yeah. Car still sucks. I mentioned it. I turned it on, pick 6. I turned it off, and then they won somehow. Yeah,
dude, it's just every one of these wins is so bad for the Raiders. They're not going to be able to draft that quarterback of the future, picking at 14 or 15 or whatever it is. It's like, this is just going to cost them more and more draft capital in the future because Derek Carr's not the guy. They know that. We know that. They're going to have to go get someone. You've clearly run the risk of trying to go get a veteran. You saw what happened with Russell Wilson in Denver. So it's like, you need to capitalize on a draft pick, and they're just not going to have a good one.
And
they're not going to make the playoffs.
A-okay by me.
That's right. So yeah, hey, whatever happened in that game. It was just like, oh, they won. All right, well,
I texted you guys. I was like, I cannot root for the Raiders. I don't care. Like if the Patriots, fine, they can lose the rest of the games. I don't want them to win this game. I was like upset when they got a pick 6 to end the game and everyone was all happy in the crowd. I was like, this sucks. You guys suck.
Yeah.
Hate you.
I hate you. All right. Well, Big Red Bolts fan, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Alien of Beanzor, who asked the question. With all the narratives on how, so much better Tua is than Herbert by certain clowns in the media all season long for us to end up with the same record to this point, do you guys think they'll show Hollywood Herbert his proper respect?
I think he's just going to take it. I don't think they're not just going to give it to him. A lot of people have made their stance how much they're just not going to be a Herbert guy. So just go take it. Go deep. I feel like do something.
It has to be shifted. I mean, even Orlovsky is kind of backpedaling and changing his idea of who Justin Herbert is.
Mm-hmm.
So like the people that are staying on the Tua is better than Herbert, they're just stubborn. They're stuck. They're trying to make a stance. They want to be different. So they're heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I don't hate Tua. I don't care. We don't even play him that often. He's whatever. It's just you can't have like no bias. Watch him and say this guy's not better than that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Pepsi challenge, and Justin's the Pepsi for sure.
Yeah, I think there's always going to be somebody that's going to be like, well, how many playoffs did he win? Man.
Yeah.
And then like when he does win some playoffs, they're going to be like, well, how many Super Bowls did he win? Man.
Right.
And then when he does win a Super Bowl, they're going to be like, well, how many Super Bowls did he win? So it's going to be like, there's always going to be somebody.
He had a great defense. That's why he won.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody that's not going to put some kind of respect on it. And those people are stubborn. So anybody that has half a brain knows the difference. So Alien of Beanzor, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Humboldt County fan.
All right.
Who asked the question. When the Dolphins invaded, he decimated them until there was nothing left of their species but 25% of canned tuna. When the pirate hookers came to town, he bitch slapped them until they all ran to find new pimps. His arm will rain lightning upon those who dare oppose him. His muscles will scare 300-pound defensive linemen into throwing away the football in sheer terror. His hair will hypnotize all who behold it. The Herbocalypse. Coming to a stadium near you this holiday season to destroy everything and everyone. P.S. I do believe the Titans in Greek mythology were the victims of such an apocalyptic event at the hands of Zeus, the god of lightning. FTR, K-Love you, bye.
Is it appropriate just to call Herbert Zeus?
Yeah. I don't see why not. He's a Greek god.
Yeah. All right. Zeus.
Slings lightning bolts.
So, yeah. So you can throw Herbocalypse and Zeus on the nicknames for Herbert. We've got a list going right now, and we just added 2 more.
Zeusbert. Let's go.
Zeusbert. Zeuston Herbert.
There it is, Zeuston Herbert. Done. He's now Zeuston Herbert. Adam, this is why we need you.
This is why you invite me.
Yeah.
All right. Humboldt County fan, thank you for giving us a few more nicknames. Let's move it on now to a free who asked the question. Oh, yeah, we are back with the bolt of love after a glitch in the Twitterverse. Thanks, Elon. Last week, we got to do a double shot of love with shout-outs. Let's get to it. First shout out today goes to Mike Williams. He's not the only guy whose name starts with an M that makes playing football look just delicious. Second shout out goes to the leg, the unit, the man with a kick so big you just can't help but to stare. Eyes up, Bolt fam. Cameron Dicker, the kicker. Second game-winning kick with the Chargers to help us escape with the W. I think it's safe to say his pullout game is top-notch. Third and final shout out goes to the man, the brisket daddy, Justin Herbert. Because yes, even though there were no TD passes today, the final drive just proves that he is him. Question for you guys. Which current Chargers are you taking out to dinner? All expenses paid by you. No repeat picks. First Bulldog, then Coach, then Kevin. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Stay sexy, Bolt fam, because you know the vibes. We outside. Okay, love you, bye.
I just want a Dicker shirt that just says unit on it. Just the unit. That's really funny.
Yeah. The leg, the unit, the man with a kick so big you can't help but stare. I love it.
Bolt fam.
All right. So, question: who are you taking out to dinner? First me, then Kyle, then Kevin. So don't you say it. No repeats. So if I say what you were thinking, Kev, you got to come up with something.
So I'm getting
different.
screwed on this. Okay.
You might, but then again, you might not.
Okay.
So if I were to take somebody out to dinner, first of all, the all expenses paid by you. I mean, hey, if we're going to McDonald's and getting $1 menu, then it's all on me, baby. I'm all for that.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
I would like to take Joey Bosa, personally. I would like to take number 97, baby. That's who I would like to take. I feel like we would have a good dinner conversation. I think we would have a lot to talk about. We talk about anime and video games, and he would probably make me laugh a considerable amount. So that's who I would like to take.
Much more than we do.
Yes. How about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I think I'm not thinking about the food. Eat whatever you want. The experience would be great. I just want someone that's easy to talk to.
Yes.
I'm a little bit more of an introvert, so having someone that could carry conversation. So Braden Fajoko, I think, would be my call. That would just be a really fun, I'd probably great food, fun conversation. Braden Fajoko, final answer.
I like that. Yeah. All right, Kevin. Well, I think we set it up for you. Spike it, baby. What's the answer?
Zeus and Herbert. Let's go. All day. Order whatever you want. It's on me. We'll go wherever you want. I don't care. Kids' college fun, your dinner.
Doesn't
Let's
matter.
ride.
We'll go order 2 briskets. Bring
as
Zeus.
much as you want. Get
Gaston,
full. Get really full. Hey, take it home too. Or take some home for your
leftovers.
friends.
They're yours.
Yeah.
Hey, it's on me.
Just pull the car around back. We'll load it up with leftovers.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, there you go, Free. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Lexi M, who asked the question. Trey Pipkins and Zion Johnson on the field. Check. Justin throwing an almost uncatchable ball to anyone else. Check. Drew having the time of his life getting another sack. Check. Winning the game. Priceless. Well, looky there, ladies and gents. We got the motherfucking dub. Okay, on to the shamelessly positive. This was a goddamn rush, and I loved every minute of watching Herbert throwing to Allen and giving it to Eck. It's as if Allen never left. Our O-line held up better than it has since week 4. I'm pumped to see our guys coming back. Defense made Henry non-impactful. Oh, right, did I mention? We won. Negative. Silly mistakes were made to get some avoidable penalties, looking at Filer's holding, causing the Titans to gain more ground than they should. Herbert is feeling like Rivers every so often, forcing plays to happen. Then he turns the ball over. I want him to slow down and be okay with not having to make a pass. Just throw it out if possible. Make the first or gain some yards yourself. No disrespect to Papa Rivers. Enough with the negatives, on with this wonderful win. Question time. First, I think we need to have a Charger chat party when we go to the Super Bowl. Yes, being a little hopeful, but what do you guys think? And second, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like both Lombardi and Hill are trying new things that have had a lot of success. I would like them to keep that trend. Do you agree? Thanks. Okay, love you, bye.
Adam.
All right. Well, Lexi had a lot there, a lot of positives and a few, some constructive criticisms. I
Sure.
don't think they were necessarily negative, but so first question.
These are just observations. There's no negative or positive about
just
it.
Observations.
These are observations.
Something to consider.
Good points.
All right. So if the Chargers go to the Super Bowl, are we having a Charger chat party?
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
We going to OGs?
I'm not paying $1 million to go to the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Yeah, we got to do something. That's got to happen.
Yeah.
We'll find a way. Life finds a way. We'll find a way.
Finds a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely make something happen. But and then Lombardi and Hill trying new things that have had a lot of success. Do you feel that way, Kyle?
I think out of necessity, right? On defense, you're trying new things because you're down Derwin. That changes
Right.
everything.
Yeah. When you're without Derwin, you got to try something different.
And then offensively, I feel like you're getting into what you had planned for the season a little bit more with having Mike and Keenan and Gerald Everett and Josh Palmer and a little bit of your offensive line out there. It's like you're finally feeling what we wanted to do. Like they talked about how we were offense 101 all last year, and they were trying to open the playbook up, and then kind of got slammed shut with everyone getting hurt. So yeah, it feels different 100%. Like everyone watching the game, it feels different for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Lexi M. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to OM Run, who asked the question.
Lombardi calling more run plays against the worst passing defense in the league with Herbert at QB. Do you think just maybe he's actually trying to get fired? If coach has any insight into why that was a good game plan, please share. This makes no sense to me.
All right. Well, it was interesting to see the amount of runs that we were trying against Tennessee, who has one of the better run defenses as opposed to the passing defense. So what do you think there, Coach?
I think maybe you got to take what they give you, and that's been like the steady, consistent take all year.
Mm-hmm.
They know that they're not good in the secondary. So now, look, I didn't watch specifically for this. This is just a coaching idea of why it may have happened.
Sure.
If they're going to try to take away and put extra defensive backs on the field, then you got to take what they're giving you, right? If they're in nickel or dime the whole game, you have the numbers. You should be able to run. And we've seen when we can run, now they have to bring in that extra guy, and now you're really going to tear them up. So it feels like we were on the cusp of being able to do that all game. But that's why you try to run. I don't think the running game was god awful, like just abysmal like it's been in the past. And I think that's due to you get the right numbers and the right matchups. You have to try to run the ball, and some of those are quick hot reads. Like if they got 5 in the box, we're running the ball no matter what. I don't care what the play is. We have to be able to get 5-6 yards if they got 5 in the box. So that may have been the case. That's the only thing I could think of when you look at a defense that is historically poor against the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Why you would run it is because they're overemphasizing stopping the pass with numbers, so it lightens up the box.
Yeah. It felt like the line. I don't know if it was the defensive scheme that Tennessee was running, but it felt like Herbert didn't get a lot of opportunity to run out of the pocket. They kept him pretty contained a lot of the game. Obviously didn't keep him from, still breaking records, throwing for as many yards as he did. But it felt like a lot of the passes he had were pretty kind of short, quick drop, quick, short passes. There were obviously other opportunities like the Keenan Allen pass, the Mike Williams pass. Like obviously those are different situations, but for the most part, it felt like they were getting pressure on Justin. And so I think switching over to running the ball, like if you're going to bring the pressure on Justin, let's hand the ball off to somebody and get some yardage on that. And it worked a few times. I mean, obviously Austin Eckler still had, let's see, how many yards did he have? He had 12 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. So,
and I love that first touchdown with Kelly.
Yeah,
just the way we just kept running it down their throat.
Just keep hitting.
I know that's not what we're used to seeing, but like you really can dictate a game based on how well you can run the ball. And we just ran it down their throat. And I love that. I loved that first touchdown, like everything leading up to that.
Mm-hmm.
So a mix of it, I'll take a little bit more of a mix would be good.
Yeah.
We have Justin Herbert.
We still threw the ball 42 times. Like that is a lot of pass plays. So it's not like as if we just completely abandoned the pass, but
absolutely.
Eckler was averaging over 4 yards a carry. He was almost 4.5 yards a carry. So it's like it was working. It's just not as flashy as what we want.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, there you go, OM Run. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Tom Telesco's burner account, who asked the question. What a win, man. Keep it up, Staley. 2 weeks in a row holding playoff teams to under 20 points. Bolt up, guys. I need a blowout next week versus the Colts with Taylor out. This season is just getting started, guys. Love you guys, man. Bye. Oh, shit, I forgot, man. I had something to say about Joe Lombardi. He called a masterclass opening drive and listened to us fans running the ball more, play action and rollouts. But why can't he call a full game? Please, Joe, we know you have it in you to stop being so conservative. 9 rushes, the opening drive for a TD, then 15 total rushes the rest of the game. We need to be balanced. Okay, thanks for letting me speak my mind, man. You guys truly are so great. Thanks for the show.
Thanks, man. So nice.
Thanks, man. It's just crazy to hear, though. Like, we just talked about somebody that didn't like how much we ran, and now we have someone saying that we didn't.
We're not running enough.
Right? It's like back to back. And I'm not saying either one are wrong. It's just it points out that like these are just our opinions of what we think that they should do.
Right.
I think it's safe to say most, if not all, Charger fans would love to see us throw 5 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Would love to see
Obviously.
Justin just be the golden god. Everyone is putting him up on that pedestal that he rightly deserves, Zeus and Herbert. But I think you're not getting when the passes aren't working. We're passing, we're trying to score, but when they're not working, like, man, come on, you got to run the ball. It's like this tough thing. But I think overall, if we could throw touchdowns, that's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah, everyone already has their mind made up about Lombardi. I feel like, which is again, it's been a tough season leading up to these last couple of weeks. But when you're stuck and you're decided, you're gonna see through those glasses, and so that's why you have back-to-back questions with extremely different takes, both negative on Lombardi, but both completely different with the same stats of everything that you had in the game.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah, and if you need a blowout next week against the Colts, I mean, hey, would I love to see it? Absolutely. But I think we've had plenty of instances where we've wanted to see blowout games.
I just want to win. I don't care.
Just want to win, baby.
I want to win. And I want 3 other teams to lose. That's all I'm asking for. Just Christmas. I haven't asked for anything from Santa this year, okay?
Christmas.
That's all I want, Santa. And I've been a good boy.
Jeez,
okay?
naughty
Don't
boy
fuck
with that
me,
language.
Santa. I need this.
Threatening Santa?
Yeah.
That's not very good of you there, Kevin.
I didn't mean it, Santa. Just be nice.
He sees you when you're cussing.
Then I'm screwed.
Head back up to Mount Crumpet, Grinch.
All right. Tom Telesco's burner account. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Benjamin Sanchez, a.k.a.
Benjamin, your mom,
who asked the question.
I'm riding the high of this. This performance you saw on the first drive and the last couple drives should have been happening most of the game. Lombardi definitely plays too conservative. He's not a bad OC, but he's not a great fit for us. He didn't take advantage of throwing down the field. Regardless, the thing that bugged me the most was the amount of missed holding calls against the Titans. They were so blatantly obvious that it made no sense. Anyway, thank you, Raiders, for not only worsening your draft pick, but putting us in a wild card spot. Y'all are dumb as
Sums it up well.
Sums it up just been right.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, more Lombardi criticism.
I've found myself not caring about penalties. I don't know why this year. Like in the past, I would have been the same way. Like, how did they miss so many calls? Like we got screwed. Even against the Chiefs, when we most definitely got screwed several times in that first game in week 2, I'm still like, I don't know why. There's something about the season where I'm like, I've given up on referees and them getting it right. It's just, they won't do it. So we just have to, I think they're just not going to get it right. They're not going to have a 100% game.
Right.
And so it's like, what's funny is I saw a tweet on Twitter, like, how about those refs today? I feel like they called a really clean game. And now you got somebody saying like these refs suck and they missed 100 holding. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, I think it goes back to like perspective and like the way that you watch the game. And I don't even look for that stuff anymore because it's just like, it is infuriating.
That's
Benjamin.
the worst.
I feel you. It is just when you watch stuff happening, you're like, how could you possibly miss that? It's infuriating. And so I've kind of given up on it. So I'm sure there were a lot of holding penalties, especially a team that runs that much. There's no way around holding. Like they could call it every play. I honestly feel that referees just get sick of throwing the flag. And so they're like, I'm not doing it every play. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to throw a flag every single play.
They don't pay me enough.
Yeah.
If you're going to hold them, just hold them. Just
hold them. Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Whatever.
Well, and there was one play that kind of frustrated me, especially how the broadcast showed it. It was that offsides Khalil Mack penalty. If you watch that in real time, the right guard or right tackle made a move.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what drew it was a delayed thing. It looks like he was trying to like emphasize that he made that move. Khalil did. And I thought that we had gotten that. And then when they go back and play it, they cut right before, right after that happened. So it looked like it was an obvious thing. So yeah, that frustrated me as well.
Yeah, I think if you go into it just expecting that they're not going to get it right, and then occasionally they do, then it's like, oh, hey, look at that. They got one right.
Right.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Good job. Keep up the good work.
Keep it up.
All right. Benjamin Sanchez, thank you
you
for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Samuel J. Frieden, a.k.a. Baconator95.
Certified fresh.
All right. Who asked the question?
Hey, this might be too negative for y'all, but what are the chances Joe gets fired mid-season knowing the unresolved issues on O and being poised for a playoff run?
All right. Well, I tried to lump all of the Lombardi criticism questions together so we can just get through it. Yes.
Yeah.
We're a little bit past mid-season now, I think.
Yeah. I think
this is it.
I think the fact that we are poised for a playoff run means you're not going to get rid of your OC because you're not going to just throw a wrench in it now and blow everything up and hope that it works out. So
right.
No, especially now that we're in the playoff. Like 4 weeks ago, I was like,
yeah, but it happens. Yeah.
For me, I wasn't like, let's do it, but it was like, okay, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I get it. It's not perfect still, but like we just won 2 games against 2 playoff teams that are above 500 or first above 500 wins of the season.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait to win a Super Bowl with Joe. Come on, boys. Come on.
That would be
Don't
the
giggle.
ultimate, like mic drop if he could just do that.
Yep.
Just like we're just to Twitter and all of us just like drop.
Everyone, just think about it this way: everyone will get their way. If Joe wins the Lombardi, he's gonna go be a head coach somewhere, and then you get your new OC, and we got a Super Bowl. So that's a win-win-win.
It's a win all around,
all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of pulling for him to get fired, pull for him to win the Super Bowl so he can go get a head coaching job, and then you get best of both.
And then
That
he's
is a
gone.
Great way to look at it. That is the
Hot take.
positive, shameless positive way to look at that.
That is so positive. It just might work. Samuel J. Frieden, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to House of Hain, who asked the question.
Well, I say, I love being a Charger fan. I still lost a few more years on the old ticker. I say, Dicker, the big dick kicker. I say, won this one with the help of a few good men. I say, when we going to finish drives in the third. I say, great fucking win. Now let's go win out. K-Love you, bye.
Sweep this baby. Let's go. 5 straight wins to close out the end of the season?
Yeah.
Who do we play before the Dolphins? I don't have my notes in front of me. We lost that
took an
one.
L to the Niners. Was that the Niners?
Was that the Niners? No,
it was the Raiders. We lost to the
Raiders. L to the Raiders. Yeah.
Adam.
5 straight.
He asked the question. I can't not
Don't
answer.
Give us the right answer. Piss me off.
I just blanked for a second, but yeah, it'd be nice to finish the season off with 5 straight wins.
Yes.
That is a hot team getting into the playoffs. That's what that is.
Yeah, I think God, what was it? The third quarter lack of scoring is continuing. What was it? What was the stat? Like week 4 or week 5 was the last time we scored in third quarter.
That's just our thing, dude. That's our identity.
I know.
We've been asking for an identity. That's what it is. We don't
Nothing in the third quarter. 0.
We don't do the third quarter.
It's 0 expectations for the third quarter.
Yeah, we're not even going to show up for the kickoff. Although I will say, with that being said, we need to start taking the ball to start the game. Like, if that's our identity, let's just start taking the ball.
Right.
And then we know we're not going to score in the third.
Right.
So
Let's score twice in the first quarter, 0 in the third, and let's,
just own it.
It's just the law of averages, like, come on.
Yeah.
Science.
I like science. All right. House of Pain, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Hawaiian Surfer, who asked the question. Word on the street is Wolldog has a mean Santa Claus impersonation. Oh, give me that Charlie, my boy. Oh, defense. Whoa. What a performance once again by Staley and the boys. 3 for 10 on third downs? What? Oh, masterclass this unit has been. Lombardi, on the other hand, the only thing or person he's better than is that damn fruitcake Mama Claus makes me every Christmas. Why is he better, you may ask? Because at least with Lombardi, I don't have to watch it rot in our fridge. Question for y'all. What current Charger would you choose to be locked in a cabin with during the biggest snowstorm in the North Pole? Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Kay, love you. Bye. Rudolph, stop nibbling on my weed. I mean, mistletoe. All right.
Santa Wolldog.
All right, so current Charger you would choose to be locked in a cabin with during the biggest snowstorm in the North Pole.
I'll go Keenan Allen because he's a musician. He could serenade us, give us some live entertainment.
Sure, yeah.
Shred the ivory a little bit. I think
Okay.
that would be fun. And he's a gamer. He'd be on we play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Go at him. I'm still working it out.
I'm going to say this knowing full well that he probably doesn't have these skills, but I'll say Sebastian Joseph Day because he's been doing the camping with Bash, and maybe he can help me get through being snowed in a cabin in the middle of the North Pole. I have a feeling he doesn't really have those skills. I think it's a Hollywood deal, but you know what? I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to go with Sebastian Joseph Day.
Kev, remember our Filer's a Viking take?
Yeah.
Vikings do well in the snow.
That is the case, but he hasn't played very well, so I might just.
So I don't want to be in a cabin.
I don't want to be over there.
Be in the corner of the room, just looking at him all weird, and be like, "I can't do this." He's gonna kick my ass.
And then that Viking would kill you.
Yeah, then he'd murder me for sure. I'd be definitely. If it was between him not surviving or him eating me, I would definitely.
Yeah, he'll eat you.
He'll eat you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I just want to know more about him. I want to know more about Dicker the Kicker. I just want to get into that 22-year-old brain and walk around for a little bit, see what that's all about. I'm sure he's got some great stretches he does because my back's been tight for a while. I'm sure he could help me out. We could do some yoga, figure something out. There's nothing to do when you're stuck in a cabin.
Figure something out.
Just hang out. Maybe I'll pick up some of that, big dick energy kind of thing. I need some of that.
All right.
It's on sale. Target.
Christmas special.
Yeah.
All right. Hawaiian Surfer, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Chargers Truther, who asked the question. I want to be on. I want to know the future of Tom Telesco. All right. Short and sweet. Future of Tom Telesco. What are you guys thinking?
Well, let me tell you, that J.C. Jackson incident doesn't looking good on Mr. Tommy T.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. I mean, to be fair, so the situation with J.C. Jackson, it was a non-violent situation. It was a family ordeal.
What do you get arrested for? That's non-violent.
Well, so it was with probate court, and for those that don't know, probate court has to do with the settling of debts and wills and stuff like that. And he's been having some kind of a issue with somebody. I honestly don't know who, but it was a family member. So whatever it was,
sounds like the Spanos family.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, it's shocking that they haven't been arrested for similar charges, but yeah. So it's it wasn't a violent situation. It's not like he stole a car or robbed a bank or anything like that. It was.
That was the tweet when it came out. It was it made it sound like that. So
he was arrested. I mean, he was booked. He was booked into the jail. And so whatever it is, obviously we'll get more information as it comes out. We don't know the full story of the situation yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was arrested. He was booked. And so it did ruin whatever streak the Chargers had for however many years it's been since we've had a Charger get in any kind of legal situation. So it's just weird, for a guy that obviously he's been injured, he's recovering from his injury. And again, like we paid him a buttload of money and now he's not playing for us. He's dealing with the injury and now he's got legal troubles that have been made very public. So it's just weird. It was just a weird thing to see in the middle of the season. But for the future, Tom Telesco, if he can find a way to negate some of the money that we were supposed to pay JC Jackson, because that was like what, $80-something million for 4 years or something like that.
Unless he can come back healthy, if this isn't that big of a deal, we'll find out more about it. But
we'll find out.
Incredible talent.
Right. The JC Jackson aside, obviously a lot of the guys, especially that we picked up this offseason, have just been extremely impactful. Talking about Kyle Van Noy, Khalil Mack, what are some of the other names? There's somebody.
Sebastian Joseph
Day,
Morgan Fox.
A lot of defensive guys that have come in and been very impactful. So, and I'd like to think that he's probably still going to stick around, especially if we make a playoff push here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Really
I think it's dependent. It's dependent on how the season ends here. If we end up I'm not going to say it, but you guys know what I was getting at. If that happens. Don't say it.
Yeah.
If that happens, that's an all-time kind of bust. Things did not go our way throughout the season. We didn't have a deep enough roster. You could look at draft picks and what this and that. And so there's a case to be made. If we make the playoffs, I don't think it's a cut ties right now.
All right. Chargers Truther, there you go. Thank you for asking. Let's move on now to Big Daddy Ruiz, who asked the question.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm over here thinking to myself, there is no more weird shit that can happen to the Chargers. And I swear to God, was like, hold my beer. What the fuck was that interception? Also, my girlfriend asked me why I added a $10 bill called Chargers Chat Patreon to our monthly budget. I said, why not? Because it's hella worth it. That's why. Hoo-ha. Anyways, here's my question. Have you guys seen the episode of Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart and Austin Eckler? I was wondering if you guys were planning on having that on Patreon sometime this month. Hoo-ha.
That would be perfect because I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched it yet either. So
done. All right, there you go.
Done deal. It's in the books.
Thanks, Daddy.
Say less, Big Daddy Ruiz. It's happening.
Also, pretty crazy that we're on someone's spending budget line.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
We're on somebody's bank statement.
Yeah, we're on the expenses of someone's accounting books.
We appreciate you so much. Thanks, dude.
That's so cool. Yeah,
really appreciate it. Thank you. And absolutely, none of us have watched it. I remember seeing the trailer and I totally forgot all about it. So it looks hilarious.
Put it on the list.
It's on the list, baby. Big Daddy Ruiz. Thank you for the suggestion and thank you for asking the question and thank you for the support. A lot of thanks for Big Daddy Ruiz.
Thank you.
Let's move on. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Let's move on now to Gavin Gibson, who asked the question.
What a last drive. Herbert is a machine. We're so lucky to have him and Mike Dub to help with plays like that, especially with the relationship they have. My question is, with Bosa edging closer to coming back, do you think he'll be back next week and we get the Bosa and Mac combo for the rest of the regular season? Also, do you think that Herbert took the reins on the final drive to help us get field goal range instead of Lombardi? Going to enjoy my sister-in-law's Titan tears when I see her next. I text in our NFL group chat, but she hasn't replied. Let's continue this winning streak next week and get Herbert to the playoffs. Victory Mondays are always so much better. Pulled up, guys. K-love you, bye.
There's nothing like rubbing it in a family member's face after you kick their ass. That's awesome.
Yeah. You're like, hey.
Yeah. And also, like
the
non-response is even better.
Oh yeah,
because you're in
they're
head.
pissed.
You're living in here.
So to answer your question, Bosa and Mac, obviously everybody and their mother that's a Charger fan would love to see that happen.
I'll cry.
So bad.
I'll cry.
Yeah, but as soon as we see 97 hit the field, it's gonna be a good day. As far as when
Rams game, that's when I think it's
you're calling on the Rams.
Yeah, home game Rams. And I'll be honest, it'll be on a count and then ease him into that final week where he'll play full, and then hopefully we're in the playoffs.
There you go.
That's my hope. But each week I say it's next week. It's the week out. Yeah.
I know. I thought it was Dolphins after the Schefter break. Now it's 3 weeks later, and we don't even know.
All right. Yeah. Even when we got Parham back, they had to activate him first and then introduce him into the practice situation. Once we hear the activation, it's not going to be immediately going to practice. So if we can hear the activation, then we'll have a better idea of when he's going to get there. Hopefully, obviously sooner is going to be better than later.
What, don't you open the 21-day window now anyways? Because 21 days is the end of the season, right? We only have 3 games left. How does that work?
I don't know. Good question.
I don't know how it works with postseason, if that is part of the rules as well. Whatever the situation is, you got to trust that. I mean, we've heard it from Staley that you're not coming back unless you're 100%. Yeah. So whatever Bosa's situation is, he's not 100% yet. And obviously we're not rushing to get him back. The defense is doing fine without him. It'll only go up from there. It'll be so much better. Yes, I agree. But we want 100% Bosa. We don't want 50 or 75%. We want hundo. Yeah. So, all right, Gavin. And then as far as Herbert taking the reins on the final drive to help us get in the field goal range instead of Lombardi, I don't see that yet.
I don't think that Bosa, that Herbert is pulling punches. I don't think that they're Herbert, you can't throw these balls, or you can't do this. We can't run that play. I think if Herbert went and said, hey, I want to run this play, they'd be all right, let's do it. I really believe that. The whole offseason, the talk was we're building an offense around Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. What his strengths are is what we're going to do. So I don't think you have to take the reins from anyone. I think in that situation, you have to be aggressive, right? And so him aggressive results in big plays one way or the other, either interceptions or big receptions. And it just so happened that aggressiveness led to an incredible Mike Williams catch when he was completely covered and we just tossed it up there and he went and got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think there were some bigger, plans to go downfield in that game. And those were the times that he held on just a little too long and got sacked or got hit. And I think there were some shots that we wanted to take, just didn't come to fruition. So,
right.
It's hard to tell. You go look at it, what was the check down? What was going deep? What wasn't? How much time did it take? So I'm not worried about it yet.
I think that's a good point. That if he gets sacked, that's potentially your deep shot that he doesn't take because he's holding somebody open.
He's waiting for it to develop.
Right.
That's what's happening, and that's
right.
So that's what happened. A few times.
It's all about execution, folks, and sometimes it doesn't always work that way. But hey. Again, we got a dub. So, Gavin, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to settle the scoreboard.
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question? We're family, and families fight, and that's okay, because we'll always be family. What do you guys make of the sideline fight between the linebackers and D-line? Do you guys think it pumped up the defense or ruined the familyhood of our team? Family.
From watching the game, it looked like Sebastian Joseph Day was really fired up, and everyone else was like, "It's okay, it's okay." Fehoko, you could even see saying, "It's my fault. I won't
Fehoko was doing a little bit of this. Morgan Fox was trying to separate it. I think even Drew Tranquil was trying to get in them. Or
I think that's where it happened. It was Drew Tranquil and him. That's how it started.
That's what I gathered. Yeah, it looked like there were some guys that were trying to separate it, and it's weird to see because we haven't seen that at all. And so I think the initial gut response is wait, what are we fighting about? What's happening? Yeah. And then it's and then you hear about it from Drew Tranquil afterwards. It's just hey man, we want to win. And so it's an emotional game, tempers flare. And, it's not that necessarily anybody hates each other or anything like that. It's that hey man, we got to make sure that we are executing on every possible play and everybody's got to be where they need to be. And if somebody's not doing it, they're not afraid to call them out or make a claim about it. So
and they let it stay on the field. They don't take shots with the media after the game.
Yes,
which is what a lot of teams do. It carries over, and you're still pissed off. It's no, it died there on the field. We are mad at each other. We talked it out. We yelled at each other, and now we move
family.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that, you know, in a lot of these teams, like I'm sure that there's guys that don't feel like they can't say anything.
Right.
But I feel like
That's
they're in a place now where they have been open communication, they have been able to talk, that he felt okay enough to call him out on something.
Right.
So I think there's the lead up to what happened is great. What happened, I love, because they're fired up football players play better most of the time. So sign me up. You guys argue as much as you want on the sideline.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it obviously we're not there, so we can't hear everything that's being said. I think what concerned me about it was seeing, you know, like Braden Fajoko going like, hey man, like ease up, like message taken, like, okay, you can calm down now. I heard you. Let's move forward kind of thing. But Sebastian Joseph Day definitely had a lot of thoughts, had to get it out. And he's a team captain. So I mean, he's gonna get his thoughts out and he's gonna be heard, whatever his opinions are, and try to help this team move forward and fix those whatever deficiencies there might be. So settle the scoreboard. Thank you for asking the question.
Yeah.
Let's move it on now to Salty, aka Salty Sports Dude, who asked the question.
What's up, boys? I know that the game wasn't pretty offensively, but that was exactly the kind of game I needed to see this team win. A low-scoring, close game against a physical team is the type of game this team might have in January, and this win might give me hope that they can do that. My question is about Filer. Has he really just regressed that much? Or is he being asked to do more schematically with Slater out and a rookie at left tackle? He was such a rock last year. It's crazy to see him playing this consistently bad. Thanks, guys. Bolts the up.
I think it has a lot to do with Slater, man. You're asking a rookie to come in, Jamari Sawyer, and play at the level that, you know, Slater was playing at. I think that has a lot to do with it. It really does.
When a lot of the season he had Will Clapp at center, you know, like there's been 3 or so games where that adds up to a lot of aggression. And then also, like, you don't know who's banged up. You don't know what Matt Filer is dealing with right now, that he's just not putting it out there, you know, like that's a lot of football to play. He's not missed a game. He is grinding. So I think, I don't know. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's a culmination of all those things.
Could be.
But I'm believing in him to get it figured out. Right the ship and come help us win some games here. Important football.
Yeah, I think, you know, after seeing stuff like Kenneth Murray going into an offseason and like being like, hey guys, I'm at the hospital having surgery for this thing that's been bugging me all season. It's like, wait a minute, you didn't tell us that. And Derwin, like we don't know what these guys are holding back and just toughing it out to get through the season. And I think Kyle makes a great point. He's out there every game. So, I mean, the best ability, as we've heard before, is availability. And he's at least doing that. And he's not blowing every single play. He's just, you know, some lights being shined on him because of either penalties or blown, you know, pressures or something like that. So
the penalties are the one I don't want to see anymore. Like the silly penalties, like your play, who you're playing next to, whatever it is. Okay. Do your best. Don't have stupid penalties. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. So there you go, Salty. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to CD, who asked the question. Hey guys, it's me again with 2 questions. First, do you think the great kick man, Dick Man, looks like the main character in Team America World Police? And since Coach is good at settling internet debates, can he help me here? All right, so CD put a picture of, I woke up with important Centaur questions in my mind. And it's a picture of, would a Centaur big spoon like this or like this? And there's, I mean, I can't, I guess I could put the picture up. Do you want me to do that?
Because I can't see it. I don't know what it is.
All right. Well, Kevin came prepared. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So here's the picture. Would a Centaur big spoon like this or like this? These are the questions that CD wants answered.
I think you have to bring into conversation, what is the purpose of a spoon?
A big
right?
spoon.
Like, when you go to spoon, if you're the big spoon, what are you trying to accomplish? Right?
What's the end game?
You have to know what the end game is to be able to come up with a plan to accomplish it. So there's two very different.
Execute.
You have to know where you're going. You don't just hop in a car and drive. You got to know where the end point is. So there's 2 different goals being accomplished here. If you're looking at the left diagram, that's like intimate cuddle. Like I'm just like our faces are on top of each other. I don't prefer because it's hair in your face and hard to breathe. And now I think the second option on the right is the absolute best of both worlds, right? If I was a Centaur, and I think this at the end of the day, it comes down to personal opinion, but
Absolutely.
I think the one on the right,
So crazy.
the one on the right is a home run. Your head has plenty of space, breathing perfectly, but you get the cuddle in all the parts of your body that you want cuddle. I don't know. I think it's a no-brainer for me. But I would pick the one on the right. The guy asked me to answer. That's
Dude,
my answer.
I love you, Kyle.
So genuine answer. That was so well thought out.
All
What
right.
it is. You guys
There you
disagree?
go.
Would you go right or left?
There's a third option here that would get us kicked off of YouTube, so I'm glad that one's not on there.
No, that one's not on there.
Good.
I think I think that you make a lot of very good points for the one on the right. And I if it was just up to the Centaur and what it was that they wanted, I would agree that the right is there.
That's
but
true.
I think
That's a very selfless take. Yeah.
it's a very selfless take. But I think if you want to make sure that the little spoon feels taken care of and appreciated, you got to go with the one on the left. I don't think they want I don't think they want to cuddle up to just the body of the horse and not no head.
That's cramped city. Your legs are hanging off the bed. You're gonna pull something.
Yeah,
that's
he's
true.
not
Yeah,
keeping comfy.
yeah. You do want to if you're gonna do the one on the left,
And
you're gonna need a bigger bed.
Again, you have to consider what the angle is. Are we sleeping
Absolutely.
like this all night? If you're sleeping this all night, you cannot do the one on the left. If this is like
Absolutely, I agree.
Ask like a hey, we're gonna get frisky tonight? You have to be the one on the right. It depends on what your goal is.
Just slide down it like an elevator.
You have to. I think you could do both.
Absolutely.
I would choose the right. Right is the selfish pick.
Yeah,
left
no,
is
if
the
I had to
selfish
choose which one I wanted, if I was a Centaur, it'd be the one on the right, because then you've got a pillow. He's hugging the pillow too.
Freaking perfect. Laying sideways in a bed is beautiful too. I like it.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, answering the important questions, and does Kicker the Dicker or Dicker the Kicker, excuse me.
Caught up in the spooning.
I got caught up in the moment. Does he look like the main character in Team America World
100%.
Police?
100%.
Dude,
I can see the
showed-
resemblance.
I did a side by side. I showed Adam. If you look at his mouth, he looks like a 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He does,
The
yes.
gap in his teeth is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly,
but the hair,
perfect.
But the hair and like the mask, he looks like the Team America World Police leader.
Yeah. This Arnold, this Team America. I'm on board.
Yeah.
What a crazy superhero that would be.
Throwing the body of a Centaur, and we're halfway there.
Yeah, lower half is a Centaur. We're killing everybody. I think that's what.
Look out, Justice League.
That's what the apocalypse is going to look like.
A bunch of Arnold mouth centaurs running at you.
Yeah, and they all want to be the big spoon. CD. Thank you for asking the question.
The selfish big spoon.
Let's move it on now to JV, who asked the question.
All right, look. Can we please talk about Joe? Joe who? Joe Mama Gaziano's sack celebration. It gives me big capiche energy.
I did love that celebration when Joe Gaziano got the sack, and he was just gave a little bit of this. This guy over here, the Gaziano.
I massacred your boy.
Look what they did to my boy. Flattened him like a pancake. Oh, this guy over here.
Yeah.
Get the gabagoo.
Hey, we got close to seeing the Braden.
I know. Frick.
Well,
He was
now
right
that
there, I
Gaziano's
feel
going to be out, it's another opportunity now for Fajoko to come in and get that sack.
Matt
dance.
Ryan is just a sweet little pillow.
Oh,
He wants
yeah.
you to tackle him.
Yeah,
That
he's not mobile or
cannot
anything.
move.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hunting
Braden.
season.
He's a pillar of light that Fajoko will be going
What if
towards
he
like a
just
moth
busts
to
out the
flame.
full haka right there after the sack?
The whole
takes
thing.
a penalty for like a delay of game because he's right in the middle of the dance.
Billy runs out onto the field.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you imagine security trying to tackle Billy the Warrior?
Then security gets into it too, and it just becomes this like choreographed
It's a flash
dance.
mob. Yeah.
Flash mob? Yeah.
A flash mob haka. It sounds terrifying. Also,
I'll take
part
a
of the
15-yard penalty for that 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. JV, thank you for asking the
Things
question.
have really escalated on this episode right now.
I know, right? We're going to finish strong here.
Fired
finish it strong. Yeah.
All right. Let's move it on now to Pink Unicorn, who asked the question.
Dear Santa, I hope I'm not too late to get my wish list to you. I'm pretty sure I'm not on your naughty list. I have been shamelessly positive all year. I also have been very helpful to others, like when I informed an obnoxious Patriots fan of the final score of the Raiders game, even though he didn't have anything nice to say about SoFi Stadium. I'm pretty sure those were tears of joy. He must really like Josh McDaniels. I also remembered how Denver fans love to be greeted with their traditional greeting of, "Let's ride." As you can see, I've been a very good boy this year. Now, about what I would like for Christmas. No, I don't want a BB gun or a bike. What I really, really, really want is for Justin Herbert to clinch a playoff spot. Please. I'll make sure my mom leaves out the good chocolate chip cookies and not the oatmeal ones. Thank you, Santa. You're the best. And by the way, if you could ask the Charger Chat guys a question for me, could they each name a different backup player who has stepped up the most this year? P.S. Tommy from next door is a Raiders fan, so you can probably just skip his house. Thanks again, Santa. Kay, love you. Bye.
You're like 8-year-old voices. Holy shit.
I got it. I don't quite have the pitch for a kid voice, but I can at least try to get the cadence.
That was
down.
good.
Yeah.
That was good.
So good.
All right. So player that has stepped
Backup
up
player.
this year.
Yeah, I think
Different backup player. Yeah.
for the whole season, I would have to go DeAndre Carter. He was the guy there for like 4 or 5 weeks. We had no options, and he was the only opportunity we had to gain yards.
That's true.
It was him and Michael Bandy, and DeAndre Carter was kind of the go-to. He had some big catches against the Chiefs in week 2, and he's had some big plays. And the guy's his punt return and kick return game has been solid. I think DC has been a quiet contributor.
Nice.
I'm gonna go Jamari Sawyer. I think without him, our offensive line would have been absolutely just terrifying. So I hit what he's been able to do. He's came out of the gates amazing. He's kind of tapered off a little bit, but he's still playing at a really high level. There's a lot of teams in the league I'm sure would love to have him as a starting tackle.
Oh, yeah.
So
I cannot believe he's healthy too. Like he has played so much football. He was in a national championship game with Georgia in like late January. He goes right into training for the combine, and then he's drafted to the Chargers, moves out. Like he's been playing football for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
Consistently.
and
the
at
guy's
a high
just a
level.
machine.
Yeah.
So I'm excited what's going to happen next with him. I don't know that you have to have him in your starting lineup.
Oh yeah.
But what that is, what that looks like, and what we might have a chance to see what that looks like, in the next few weeks. Hopefully by the end of the season, Slater's back, and that's his spot. That's always going to be his spot. So what do they do with Jamari and what that looks like? I'm excited to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say Jamari Sawyer as well, just because of the fact that I guarantee you that during training camp, he wasn't training to be the left tackle.
No. Not at all.
So you throw that on top
guard.
of everything else. Yeah. He was there to be the backup guard, and they're like, okay, well, guess what? Now you're a left tackle. So
yeah,
have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Storm Norton's over there like, boo.
Boo, I say.
Boo you.
All right. Well, Pink Unicorn, there you go. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Herbert is my daddy, who asked the question. I know Christmas is still almost a week away, but I felt like a kid on Christmas morning waking up on Monday. Staley's defense has played at an elite level 2 games in a row, Herbert continues to prove why he's the top 3 in the league, and he is a number 2 or number 3. Am I right? The Pats, Dolphins, Jets, and Ravens all lost to Cameron. Makes my dicker hard. The kicker just punched his ticket as being the Bolts franchise kicker. A couple of questions. 1, is Kyle Van Noy's recent success reflective of his veteran experience with going on playoff runs? And 2, what was your guys' favorite gift you have ever given someone else or received on Christmas? Bolt the up.
Van Noy, man, he's really turned it up. I wonder if he's just like this slow, steady, and then the last few weeks into the playoffs, it's like, all right, now we ramp up.
All right.
Now it gets going. There's something there, man.
Yeah, it seems like the energy that he has shifted a lot in the last couple of weeks. Like,
a little bit, yeah.
Even like in his mic'd up 4 weeks ago, it was very even keel, like steady, having like chill conversation on the sideline, which is what I've always known him as. Like that is Kyle. It's not like him trying anything, but it seems like he's a little bit more fired up here, even celebrating big plays that other guys are having. And I think it is a little bit of the I'm a vet. I've been to the Super Bowl. I know how long this season can be. I need to be healthy and turn it on when we really need it. Not to say that he wasn't trying at all, but I think he knows how to flip the switch to go to the next level here in crunch time.
Well, not to mention all the injuries that we've seen, especially on the defensive line. Like those are guys that have gone down. And I mean, he's been a very flexible player to play in a bunch of different positions. And so now I think he's being asked to play in spots that maybe he wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a main concern or an opportunity for him to get to the quarterback as they have been these past couple of weeks where we've seen him getting some sacks, which is amazing. So yeah, I think,
he's so
his experience with going on playoff runs doesn't hurt. I mean, that's half the guys that we got this offseason have had some kind of either playoff experience or been to the Super Bowl or won Super Bowls. So it certainly doesn't hurt. I wouldn't put it all on that though.
And Chris Hayrie said he interviewed Braden Fajoko after that game. It was something he posted. It wasn't easy to find, but he posted a video with Braden. Basically, Braden said that, Kyle Van Noy is running these team meetings.
Right.
Like he is running those. So that's the next level shit right there. That's like, all right, we trust you. He's running these things. So I think at the end of this year, whatever is said and done, I think something special is going to happen because of Kyle Van Noy. I feel it.
Yeah.
All right. And then favorite gift you've either given someone else or received on Christmas?
The first one that I can think of, and it's so silly because it was just like a little gift, but like I remember being like 12 or 13, and I really wanted this one thing for Christmas, and I know I told my parents about it a gajillion times, being super annoying, and we opened all of our gifts and it wasn't there, and I was crushed. Aww. And my dad was like, hey Kai, why don't you go out to the garage and grab me a trash bag, because he's classic dad with the trash bag.
And throwing everything away right away.
Yeah. And there it was, the GoPed that I had been dying to have, because that's like a 12 or 13-year-old, that is freedom on a whole nother level, having a gas powered, like those bad, like old school GoPeds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, that was the best. Yeah. And they make all the noise, and they have like an exhaust, and they smell like gasoline. They were just the best. That's like one of the main gifts that I can even remember receiving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got one very specific. I think it was like 92 or 93. Kyle was really young, but it was, for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to market this for kids, but it was a laser tag game. But the laser tag game, you wear this thing on your head where on the temple, there was this thing when you get shot, it would go ba 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 ba, and like blast you in the temple, and you're like, ugh. So I got this thing for Christmas, and I remember us going out and playing, and I put one on Kyle at 3, and we were.
Buddy, I was like 3 years old at this time.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Awesome.
that's a 9-year-old just taking advantage of his 3-year-old brother.
Yeah. For sure. I think it was 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was right. Your target practice.
I thought you were going to say the one where, remember we have that picture of me having that cap strapped on my head that has Velcro, and you throw balls at my head, and it's like you're trying to get it to stick to my head. And that's
they
like
give
the
you
point of the game.
points, different part. You wear like the skull cap thing that's Velcro, and you just huck balls at Kyle's head that would stick. And you get
it's like 2 points for the temple, 3 points for like the forehead. It's CTE wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah. Kyle was probably
that's
like
a
2
close
feet
second.
away, and you're just like giving full force
Yeah.
throws on him.
We can go
I
for
was
it.
like, oh, is that hurt? Let's go play some laser.
You give him the
tag.
cap and you put the laser tag at the same time, so you're like shooting him and throwing balls at his head at the same
And Kyle
time.
would also, whenever we get home from school, Kyle would play goalie for me because I played ice hockey a lot. So he would put all the shit on, and I would fucking fire shots.
Just
at Kyle.
fire slap shots. Yeah.
The more we talk about this, you were so rad, dude. Thank you.
It's like, couldn't we have gotten just one of those like wood goalies that just is there and you have to hit like the corners?
Yeah,
No.
you want to be on like
it's not the real thing.
Pee Wee hockey team. I was looking to be on travel teams. I needed my brother to step it up.
I needed live bait.
Yeah.
I don't want any of those lures. Give me live bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
What about you?
I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, the one thing that comes to mind is I had this thing, and I still have it actually. I brought it with me to Missouri. It was this it was called Hotkeys, and it was basically like a keyboard, like one of the ones, not the ones that you would like set up on a stand, but ones that you would put a strap on. And the black keys did a medley and the white keys did a beat, and it had like a bunch of different like things that you could do on it. You could speed it up and slow it down, and it had like a little wow wow on it, so you could be like it would just be a repetitive like melody.
Sounds
with
like a Patreon video. You're gonna have to bust out hotkeys.
Yeah,
because I want to hear it. This feels like Ross and Friends when he busts out his old keyboard.
It's sitting right over there. I brought it with me, so I might have to get some fresh batteries.
Go over to
put in there.
Patreon.
Yeah,
we're gonna have hotkeys for
All right. Well, there you go. Herbert is my daddy. Thank you for asking the question. Well, let's move it on to the next question. It is Peaky Bolts who asked the question. JC, my man, didn't I tell you? No fighting! No fighting! No fighting! The rest of you Bolt fam can drink up. It's not always going to be pretty. It's just always going to be a little peaky. Yes, wins feel good, but don't get too hyped. The diehards know it's still the raise your blood pressure charges. Or perhaps, finally not the same old charges. You may have missed it, but I predicted the season would come down to a kick in Denver. Perhaps in a crazy twist, we end up getting the 5th seed. Anyway, my question, gentlemen, how about we keep both Dicker and Hopkins next season? Not for camp battle, just consider it cheaper insurance than carrying 3 QBs. Oh, and one last thing. You heard it here first. I predict a 49ers versus Bolts rematch in Super Bowl. We get to have a real Bosa versus Bosa game. K-love your boy.
That would be wild.
Whoa.
I pray to God we play Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl because Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack are going to absolutely live in his head. Like
Devour
nightmares.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope that's the case.
That would be amazing if that was the case.
The one thing I will say, what's worse than a backup quarterback?
Not having a backup quarterback?
Backup kicker.
Oh.
That's definitely worse than a backup quarterback. So I don't think you keep both of them. I feel so bad though, because injury.
He threw his leg at those balls in that game that he won against Denver. He was just throwing his limp leg at a ball and won the game. And then Dicker comes in and just absolutely nails right now.
Yeah. 2 game-winning kicks.
Yeah.
Hard to turn away from that. So
and he's
younger
cheaper.
and he's cheaper. So I mean, we felt bad for Tyrod Taylor when he left after the injury that he sustained.
Very bad. Yeah.
Like that. I mean, it sucks, but you got to go with what's best for the team. And right now, I mean, it's Dicker and keeping both. I can understand the reasoning behind it, but no.
Hopkins isn't going to want to. He's not going to agree to it. Like he'll ask to be like, "Oh, he's a vet that's been in the league a long time. He's not cool with just sitting around being a backup."
No. He's a couple million a year. Like that's not cheap for a kicker. So
yeah.
Hey,
So great question though, Peaky Bolts. We like that you're thinking, and if that happens with the Super Bowl, sign us up. We're all for it. Yes,
please.
All right, and we go out of Ask Boltfam with an old favorite, Jeebs.
The D is silent, Kevin.
All right.
It's late
very
for
silent.
Kevin.
Sorry, Jeeves.
All right. I'm going to preface this right now, folks. I don't do this for anybody.
Don't
Jeebs
come asking for it.
This is a one-time deal. Okay. Jeebs asked for something very specific, and I'm going to give it to him because I like Jeebs. Jeebs has been around since like the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. So if you come at me and ask me to do this again, it's going to be a polite no.
You're getting sexy, baby.
You are
if
getting
you come at it.
Yeah, you're getting something completely different. You're going to get Al Pacino if you ask for this, but Jeebs asked for something very specific, and I'm going to give it to him because I like Jeebs. All right. Here's his question.
K love you high. Dicker the motherfucking kicker with that golden boot. That sexy motherfucker. Speaking of sexy motherfuckers, how about that motherfucking Mike Will, huh? Holy shit balls. I tell you what, if I had a girl and caught big dick Mike Will in bed with her, I'm tucking his sexy ass in and making him a motherfucking sandwich, y'all. My God, that sexy fucker. Oh, and tell me why we're seeing a lights out defense all of a sudden. No DJ, no Bosa. It's about to get even better, Bolt fam. Hey, guess what? We about to shit up. We gotta shout out these motherfuckers, you know? These next man up motherfuckers, Gilman, Taylor, and in my opinion, the people's champ, Mr. Braden, the Samoan steamroller Fahoko, paving the O-line like a fucking beast. No more waiver wire for this motherfucker. He ain't gonna fall to us again. Holy shit, what a game. 2 games in a row without any serious injuries. This shit is going crazy. We about to flip the script on that BS injury ranking list. Let's go. The Bolt fam showed up today, too. Shut down the no home field advantage bullshit. Fellas, 6 seed, possible Herbert Burrow showdown. Let's get it. What's the lowest seed or highest seed possible here? You guys gracing us with your presence for the battle for LA? If so, cruise by the Die Hard Boat Club, Santa Barbara Canopy for a shot. We got you. Okay, I'm done. Oh, one more thing. I saw a clip of the reaction video. Is Kev living in a fucking castle somewhere, holding out there, buddy? All right, that's it. Oh, yeah. And the Raiders. But thanks for winning. But still, the Raiders. K love you, bye.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Every time you refilled,
for you, Jeebs, I do this.
Every time you recharged and came back, it was hilarious all over again.
It was too funny. Oh my god, I was never gonna get it again.
Put that one away. File that one away in our Ask Boltfam favorites.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't even know that he asked a question, to be honest.
He did about the highest seed. Like, what's the highest?
Oh, sure,
seed?
yeah, the highest seed. I mean,
possible Herbert. Yeah. I want the 7th seed, to be honest. Like, I want to play Kansas City first round. I want to go to Kansas City and just lay a freaking smackdown on them.
But if we get a higher seed and whoever, there's a chance we could get a home game.
Yeah.
The lower the seed, the lower the chance of the home game. So
if you're a 7th seed, you got no chance of a home.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
We get a 5 seed, we could play a 6, 7, or 8. However it shakes out, we could have home field. I want to go to a playoff game at SoFi. Can you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
No, I could not imagine that.
No.
Yeah. So let's go for 5 seed. That gives us the best chance of a home game.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
What? Okay. I was going to say, is it 2, 3, 4 gets home field advantage, or is that
the first game?
First round, yeah.
For the first round. Okay, gotcha.
But then if like 6 beats 2 or 3, then we would,
I see.
and then we would
gotcha.
play that. Then we have home field.
It reseeds to the highest seed getting the home game.
Okay, gotcha. So 5th is what we want
100%.
at the very least, if not higher.
That would be rad. We're not catching the Chiefs, unfortunately. It is what it is. But
No,
they
already
almost
won the
lost to
division.
the Texans, so
They already won the AFC West or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not scared of the Chiefs at all. Like there's just that I don't know. Like we play them so much and we know they're always close and like tough, hard fought games.
Yeah.
But I know we can beat them.
Right. Every Charger game is going to be a tough, hard fought game, whether it's the Chiefs or anybody else. So I'll take the Chiefs.
His other question was if we're going to go to the game, the Rams, the battle for LA. I'll be going to that game. Kevin and Adam, I don't think are. Is that correct?
Yeah. If it was down the road, I would absolutely be there. But
but if there is a home playoff game, we will be there 100%. We will find a way to be there. I feel very confident about that. Just let me ask my wife.
I like it. Yeah.
I feel very confident about that. Let me ask my wife.
Run this by my wife before I really commit. And then yes, I was in a castle-looking thing. It's the hotel I'm staying at in Orlando. So, and now I'm in my car. The castle looked a lot better than my minivan.
How quickly we fall.
Sweet DVD player though. Good shit right here.
Who needs a castle when you have a DVD player in your minivan?
No, this is where I watch game film.
All right. Well, there you go, Jeeves. Thank you for asking the questions. And thank you, everybody, for asking the questions on this Victory Tuesday. We appreciate you. We love you guys. And I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
No. Thank you, Jeeves, for that submission. Yeah, Merry Christmas. We play on Monday.
Yeah,
the day after Christmas.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Monday night game, baby. Prime time yet again for the Chargers. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. You've lived your whole life as a human. 2 legs and 2 arms. You wear shirts, pants, socks, and underwear. You've got a bed to sleep in, a car to drive, a job to go to, a life to live. Then, all of a sudden, your whole world gets turned upside down. You've been changed into a centaur. Now you have to change your routines, your habits, your whole life. It's okay. It's happened to all of us, and it isn't easy. But now there's someone who can help. His name is Dr. Duggan, and his new book, Oops, I'm a Centaur, can change your life. Currently #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, Oops, I'm a Centaur walks you through the step-by-step process on how to get your life back on track. Learn how to live again thanks to Dr. Duggan's Oops, I'm a Centaur. Now available at your local Borders.